Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm your host, Larry the Chupacabra. We're back for some more, Plant Tumor Simulator 2016, or 2017, since we're going into a new year. A new, better than 2016 year. And, when we last left off here in Astroneer, we were getting materials from tumors. Because it turns out that I wasn't gonna find a lot of fancy stuff from the tumors underground. Instead, I am finding stuff... Well, I wasn't just finding the raw materials underground, I should say, but I'm finding them instead from the tumors that grow off of the plants, however that works. So I'm just gonna scan this puppy dog, and inside of it's hydrazine, so I'm just gonna put that here. Fuck it. Oh yeah, plugging that raw power into these machines was a really good idea. And this thing is right here, so let's see what's in you. I think some of these trees actually regenerate their tumors after a while if you don't, like, topple them over. That's resin. Don't really need resin. Okay, where else is there a tumor? I need all the tumors, give them to me! I bet that sentence would go over really well at a hospital. Like, people are just like, if you can take it out of me, Skippy, you can keep all of them. We'll make them into a keychain for you, Larry. You just find a machine that can suck them out like a silly straw, and we will do the stuff. Believe you me. Okay, we found more rock compound, which... I don't know if I really need that, so what else can we put in here? I could make a beacon? Couldn't make a wind vane. Could make another solar thing, though. I don't really need to do that. Let's just make more tethers. When in doubt, more tethers will always be good. Let's plug this in. There we go, that's what I like to see. Raw power. Ultimate power. Alright, well, there's more juicy fruit tumors on these trees, so let's do the thing. Okay, this tree's gotta come down. There we go. Down you come! Yes! Wait, is this gonna crush me? Okay, I guess not. Alright, there we go. Take this back to the old base. Just more compound. I don't really need that. I guess we'll just make more tethers, fuck it. So it looks like if I'm attached to this tether and there's power plugged into the system, I can actually siphon power from the rest of this rig. So I'm gonna go back to that area where I was building up a pile of tumors before, because underground tumors might have a better chance of providing me with the components that I need because they're harder to reach. But I'm also going to go farm up some more raw energy that might be able to be fed into the system remotely. Like right here. Bunch of this shit right here. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, so down here somewhere was Tumor City. Was that where... Here's my ramp. Yeah, I love the old Minecraft motto of build your own ramps everywhere. Stays so very true, even in this game. So let's grab you, and take you with me. There we go. Then up the ramp. Put you here. And then, before I go back, I'm actually gonna suck up this. Perfect. So that way I have some redundant power inside of our electrical system, so in case of shenanigans, and I'm like, if I'm ever in a tight spot, because, you know, the people from the game developers that make this, like, they might add some Fondle monsters in the not-too-distant future, and I would just assume that those didn't kill and eat my face. I mean, I'm fine if they eat the rest of me, it's just like, if I want to have an open casket funeral, like, the face has got to be in, like, presentable condition. You feel me? So let's have a see here. This gonna do it for us? Whoops. Nope. Don't do that. Come with me. There we go. Now this is just a power receptacle. Hot dog. Well, aluminum's better than nothing. So I guess I'll take it. I'll just slap that right there for the time being. Yeah. This is really just our life right now, is just going to find magic plant tumors and to convert them into hopefully usable materials. I also don't really need these organics for anything, so those can just go in the trash. By which I mean just abandoned on the side of the planet. And we'll take this over to the base, because this thing has probably got something valuable in it. Hopefully it's not just more aluminum, though, because that would kind of suck. Because I kind of need something else, you know? Come on, no whammies. It's fucking resin. I don't even need resin. Alright, fine. I'll just have to keep trying. I know there's another big, like, weird tumor that we found at the back of one of those hallways down there. So that might be the ticket to some bacony goodness for us. Otherwise, I just have an ass ton of tethers, and I might end up using some of them. Because it looks like that over there might be, like, man-made. So let's go look at that. Nope, that just looks like a regular plant. Whatever that is. I can't tell, actually. That could be man-made, but it doesn't look man-made, so fuck it. Let's hoof it down into that hole and find that fancy tumor. Tumor Chew might be our ticket out of here. Well, not out of here. We're clearly here for an official purpose, but whether or not we're fulfilling that is another question. Oh, and I am definitely getting underground before that storm hits. Fuck that shit. These damn storms are so annoying. I don't really feel like being hit by falling rocks. Thank you very much. Yeah, I put this on top of this geyser for some reason. But, that didn't do anything. I think that might have actually been a bug. So I've got this from a hole over here. Where in the devil was that other one that I put down here? Like, I made a storage hole that I put that funny-looking tumor into. Is this that hole? Is this the magic murder hole? Yes. Okay, this might be an important tumor. This might have exactly what we've been looking for inside of it. But we can't really go back to base until the storm that'll bash my head in with rocks dissipates, so I guess for the moment, we'll just stockpile tumors. I really have nothing better to do with my time than become a new tumor salesman. Okay, there's another. So I'm wondering what these are, because to me these seem like plant bulbs, because some plants grow like a big base root that they grow out of. Those are like tulips and stuff. And those grow from like a core root called a bulb. But some of these also grow on the tops of trees like they're a tree tumor, so I don't know how I want to take that information. So, was this the way to the surface? This was the way to the surface. Okay, let's grab the weird tumor. The one that I haven't molested yet. Now, to be fair, there's a pretty good chance that this thing is not going to give me materials. There's a pretty good chance that because this thing looks brand spanking new and different, and it's from like one of the deepest parts of the cave system that I've been so far, it's entirely possible that this thing contains other materials, like research. Is it? Okay, it's safe up here. The fondle noises stopped, so that usually means we're good. So let's give this a shot. It's Tumor Town, USA. That's probably what this... If I remember, probably won't, that this episode should be called Tumor Town, USA. So if it's not, one of you let me know. Probably Sly will, because Sly is like... He's got ESP for these things. He can just smell what I didn't do at the top of the episode. He's also my DM, so... There's also a good chance that he knows exactly what my evil brain has come up with in D&D. So he'll probably enable me to fondle people, because that's just good, wholesome, fondly fun. So let's slap this puppy dog in the research-o-matic. What do we got? No whammies now. No whammies. It is research. I can now build a crane, you guys. You excited? I'm sure not. You know what? We haven't saved in a bit. Let's do that. In case I get molested by something. What do I say in case of? It's happening. I'm gonna get molested by an alien. It's just not happened yet, is all. So let's molest this tree. Timber! Don't crush me. Thank you. I'll take that. I'm kind of disappointed that we have to... You'd think if you were like a spaceman, that a space agency somewhere would have given you a USB stick with all of current human technology for planet colonization on it. But this must be one of those budget space explorations from the people that made the Ouya. Like, it sounds like a really great idea until you realize that the people behind it are retarded. And I don't mean to disparage the mentally disabled. I have many friends that have some type of disability about them. But, I mean that the people that made the Ouya are just assholes and they are false advertisers. And I guess it really shouldn't make any... It really shouldn't surprise anyone that the Ouya was a failure. Because if half of your Kickstarter is telling people how bad the good controllers from Sony and Microsoft are, controllers that have had millions of dollars of research and R&D invested into them, they probably don't know what they're talking about. On top of that, the people that helped design the Ouya, they've got a bunch of renowned, good-looking, but relatively poor-performing products to their name. Like that one child, one laptop campaign, which was undone by simply giving people a bunch of cheap tablets from Google in a bunch of different countries. And what that ended up being, if you're not familiar with that, is the people that made, like, the Jawbone. They made this, and admittedly, it's a good philanthropic venture to create a laptop that children all around the world could use to self-educate no matter where that they live. Trouble was that for what it was doing, that little laptop cost way too much money. And basically, the thing that ended up being more useful was just Google giving a shitload of tablets away for free that you could flip over into the sun to recharge. And kids managed to unlock them from the protective locks and hack them and use them to make apps within like a couple of years. They were making big fancy apps to help Africa. So good for Google. Like, for just being like, you know, that's dumb. Let's just do this. Just give them free laptops. Or tablets to replace the laptops. The Jawbone itself wasn't particularly well selling because the Jawbone from that company, it had no wireless capability, so you had to plug it physically into your computer, and it didn't have a screen, had poor battery life, and it didn't have, like, the original version of it wasn't especially good at tracking what you were doing. Is this copper? It's aluminum. I do need aluminum, though. Like, I won't knock aluminum, but I needed a different thing. I need lots of copper, game. And you're not giving it to me. I don't really know what these organics are for, either. Like, they're just kinda here. Whatever. We just need to keep finding tumors to bring back to base. And eventually, we'll reach the motherlode. I feel like once we have a 3D printer and shit, like, this is going to get magical. We're gonna be able to build, like, a rocket car, we're gonna go to the damn moon, and then we're gonna fondle, space people, probably. I mean, let's be honest, the whole reason I'm here is for those Star Trek Enterprise Captain Kirk, green chicks. The ones that have, like, 2 hoo-has that I can just juice into. It's gonna be great. There is another direction that I can go into this cave system, but the problem is all these cave systems seem to have roughly the same shit in them. Not sure what this is about. There is some random shit in this game, I will say. There's some shit that I am not 100% convinced has a purpose. Like that. There's that little geyser there. Like, is that a thing? It's probably just an aesthetic thing. But I do like how you can't break it. It just kind of floats there as you dig around it. There's just like a magical meteorite just expelling gas from a fourth dimension. And there is nothing you can do to bother it, to affect it, or even inconvenience it. It just exists. And it will spew hot fart gases into the air no matter what you flip and do. Oh boy. So as I'm recording these, it is getting to the holiday season a bit. And you know, it's funny. When you're a kid, you don't really expect to ask for boring things for holidays, like socks or slippers. But this year I was just like, just give me some slippers and stuff. Because, like, my slippers wore out a while back and I had to throw them out. And the thing is, like, as an adult, you find that you have the income to buy things that you didn't as a kid, or that your parents didn't think you should have as a kid because it was stupid. And so, like, the leisure things aren't as necessary, or if you actually needed something critically, you would go out and buy it because my family's always been very practical. So if you really needed or wanted something, you typically kind of had it already. Everything else was just kind of like, well, what can we get you? That might be interesting. So that's more coal. The hell do you even need coal for? You know what, that probably is for, like, the furnace. The furnace probably needs coal in order to refine some of the materials that you put into it. So, basically what you do in smithing with that is you use carbon or coal in some cases, depending on, like, what level of smithing you're doing. Modern smithing, you can just use raw carbon or some other stuff. But old school, you could use things like actual coal in order to remove some of the impurities from metal, which was a convenient piece of something. So that was always a plus. And then you use other materials to keep some of the oxygen out of your smithing so that it retained a certain amount of its stability. And you didn't get any, like, it would just be hotter, and you'd have stronger metals because the oxygen wouldn't get in and touch stuff. So I guess that's probably it for this one. Like, we're getting there. I just need to find something else that will give me copper. So until we can do that, that's gonna be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Larry. the most delectable space Chupacabra man in the whole wide universe. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys and gals next time. Bye, everybody, and have a good one.